Follow us on Instagram at Express Truth Show.
Ryan Garcia started to build this fight. And if you notice, he came out and he started to say children are being abused and the boule and, these elites are drinking blood and worshipping the devil and all of this stuff, which could be very well true. But he was saying all of this stuff. Now, even went on Twitter Live with one of the most controversial Matrix people, which is Andrew Tate. And I'm saying to myself, a big fight like this, an athlete, why would you enter this type of zone? Why? Because surely you understand that in the world you're in, that type of conversation is not healthy for that space. It's just not. But I said, okay, let's see what he exposes. As the time went on, he didn't actually expose a thing. It was just all talk. Now the fight come. My man was the most unprofessional I've ever seen a boxer. Matter of fact, Ricardo Mayorga, he used to mess around and not train and smoke and do all of that. But this guy was doing it to a next level, like drinking beer. You could clearly see. I know they're saying, it was all an act. But you could clearly see that his state of mind was not right. You could clearly see that. Now, he's now tested positive for performance enhancing drugs. He's tested positive. And you know the first thing he says when they say, you tested positive? Oh, these elites are out to get me. These elitists, all these boule people, because I've exposed them. But I asked all these Ryan Garcia fans one question. What exactly did he expose? Because he didn't actually expose nothing.
No names.
No names, no videos that he claimed he had. None of that. None of that. He even come out and said all this was planned. So what makes more sense? All right, let's go into my conspiracy world right now. What makes more sense? That the boule and all these elitists did it? Or does it make more sense that he said all of this because he knew he was going to be on performance enhancing drugs and he knew when he got caught that he could say that these men were to blame? What makes more sense? Now, for some reason, the hate of a black father and his son is absolutely mind-boggling. To see the hate, and I'm not even talking about, because I didn't even clear this up last week, I'm not even talking about the mainstream media. I'm not even talking about non-black people. I'm talking about coming from our own black people.
Yeah.
Who are on these blogs, laughing, joking, making out like there's anything wrong with a
artist Andrea. What's
sorry folks, unprofessional for myself there. So I'm saying to myself, why is it that man hate Haney so much that now it's like, this is not nothing to do with conspiracies. This is scientific. From the days when James Toney, who happens to be my favorite fighter of all time, tested positive for performance enhancing drugs and they took his belt. No one weren't saying conspiracy. Conor Ben, Canelo, Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders. I believe Billy Joe Saunders. I could be wrong about that one. There's a lot. John Jones. All these, a lot of men have tested positive for things. But guess what? Dillian White. But guess what? No one ever says, oh, the elitists. So why are we giving Ryan that pass to use that? This is science. If anyone believes that he didn't believe in himself, I believe that he did take them drugs because he needed to get an
advantage.
Yeah. He needed an advantage, yeah. And look at what the drug does, and look at how he was behaving and acting. And even after he won, it never looked like a man who was relieved or nothing like that. It never looked like that. Watch after the fight. It never looked like no man who was relieved. The man cheated. And these black boxing fans, for some reason, keep playing into this division, man. We keep playing into this division. Why is it that my man sitting down, smoking weed, after a big win, with a black brother talking about Haney, excuse my language, folks, but the man saying Haney, you know what American man talk, noble, and I'm saying, what? That's how you disrespecting the brother in front of this Mexican brother. Like, I get it, you like he won and all of that, but why you gotta use the N-word like that in front of the Mexican cat? Now imagine if you started calling man cabron and all them kind of things, or pendejo and all them kind of things. What if you started saying, a Mexican brother would look and say, don't use them kind of language around me? You see what I'm saying? But this is what I'm trying to say. You man are being programmed. You're being programmed, man. You're being programmed. The brother popped dirty, not because Noah Lee, he saw he was round Trump. No one cares about none of that stuff. Trump is damn near a celeb. Well, he is a celebrity. He's a celebrity in the state. There ain't no conspiracy around that. The man popped dirty because he was dirty. That's why. And he needed to cheat the brother out of his title. Hear what? Haney can't get back what he lost in that fight. People, the head was not made to be hit. Every time a man steps into that squared circle,
yes,
he's putting his life on the line. Every time a man steps into that squared circle, he don't know if he's gonna make it home, because you go into war, it's gladiators. Do you know what kind of punches them men are taking? So the fact that this brother thinks this thing's a joke, yeah, and look how everyone's backing him. Man's like Javante, they're trying to take his win from him. No, they're not trying to take no win from him. He never exposed nothing. Did he come and say, okay, Jonathan Smith raped these youths and I've got the video? He never exposed nobody. Every single one of these youths now feed into this, and I'm not saying that there isn't these secret societies and all that. What my question is how are these things affecting you? How are these things affecting you? You know how much man have wasted their decades feeding into this stuff. I'm not saying it ain't real, but how is it affecting you? How? Even if these men are all drinking blood and standing around chanting and all of that, how is that affecting you?
And if they are, what are you doing? Promoting, listening, following, sharing, watching their thing then?
Exactly. And that's what Garcia is, a smart youth, because he put all of that together, knowing that now, you know what happens? He pops dirty and you go on to big podcasts and stuff that are his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. When did we hear from Ryan Garcia really before the last 2 years? We never seen him on no podcast. We didn't see him doing much media outside of his own. But all of a sudden, his brethren's with the Nelt Boys. All of a sudden, his brethren's with that PDB podcast. His brethren's with all of these. You know why?
Patrick
after the fight. Yeah, man. After the fight, he flew them mans out to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you got to think, a man's getting flown to Miami, probably first class, little champagne, probably got a little driver.
Yeah.
Probably you get there, a little chef prepares whatever you want. Now, are you going to go on that same platform and talk against this brother? No, you're not, because he's just gave you an exclusive.
Exactly.
He's flown you out.
Yeah.
He's gave you some champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Probably all gave you a woman.
It's a paid promotion, sibling.
Yeah,
Let's just
man.
not get it twisted, man. People don't understand, man. People don't understand the thing. From when you say you got a guest coming on the thing and you're paying them to come on your thing, that's a paid promotion. So you do what the deal is, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And that is how Garcia has been able to hoodwink the public. But I'm just telling, man, this guy never exposed nothing. I just say it to a brother. He's like, yeah, don't you think it's a bit fishy? I said, no. Why is it fishy? Why is it fishy? What did he expose? Oh, now I'm still waiting. What did he expose?
What's it worrying you? The brother said to you, it's a bit fishy that he's got popped for drugs all of a sudden after the fight.
Yeah, because of the stuff that he was saying.
No, because you'd have a pop before, because they're taking tests multiple times, innit? You know what I mean? Before and after the fight, etc. The lead up to the fight. So it depends on when, you know what I mean, they find if you got something in your substance in your system, it'll either be found pre or post fight. That's what always happens. There's nothing suspicious about that.
There you go. And I personally am not saying this because I'm some major Devin Haney fan or anything like that. That's not the case. This is about what's right versus what's wrong. One man, yes, he was hoodwinked and he did take his eye off the ball. I will admit that. Haney followed the theatrics of Ryan and took his eye off of the ball. You know what I mean? He allowed himself to play into those games. However, Garcia cheated. He cheated.
How prevalent do you think this shit is within boxing?
Heavy. This is heavy. There's a lot of men who are juiced. Because even like with the Conor Benn situation, Conor Benn, I've followed his whole career, and in the earlier parts of his career, he was not the Dart Destroyer. He wasn't that. He became the Dart Destroyer in the last 5 fights. And you got to say to yourself, I'm not saying people don't grow or people don't gain power or learn better techniques to punch, but my man started just like KOing cats. Literally just looked like a killer. He looked like his dad. But we know that he's not his dad. So I'm thinking, damn, when he popped dirty, and then check it now, has he fought the same way since he popped dirty? No. He's struggling to get brothers out of there.
Yeah.
He's struggling with journeymen now, where they're taking him the rounds. And I don't want to hear no man say, he needs rounds. That's rubbish.